maybe as a whole. I'm not sure. But anyway, if you watched my last book haul, then you may have heard me say that I probably wasn't going to be doing another one for a little while because I still needed to inventory all my books and I was packing, and I didn't plan on buying any more anytime soon. Yeah, about that. Don't judge me. I have more books. So I've got 10 books today to share with you. And 4 of them I was actually gifted. So, you know, in my defense, I didn't buy all of them. 4 of them were gifted to me. One of them is super out of my wheelhouse, so I'm actually going to start there. And then 3 of them I got from the dollar store. It was just like a random drop into a dollar store. I don't remember what I needed when we went bowling the one Saturday. I needed socks because I had a sandal on or something and I didn't have any socks. So we went and got socks from the dollar store and I found 3 books. And then we were kind of like driving past a Goodwill and I was like, ooh, can we stop? And then we checked out the books and they had 3 that I got from there. So that's gonna be today's haul. Get excited. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So the first one is the one that I was telling you that is like really out of my wheelhouse. It's an Amish book. Yeah, it's called The Amish Millionaire. I can honestly say I'm not sure I've ever read an Amish book before. No idea. I don't even really know too much about the Amish, but I'm curious. Even though it's out of my wheelhouse, like, I always am looking to try to read different things that, you know, I don't know anything about. Why not? So, this one says, when Joel Byler, a prodigal son, returns to Holmes County, Ohio to ask his wealthy and eccentric Amish father for money again, he receives a chilly reception. Eustace Byler has offered his wayward son enough chances to mature and refuses to give Joel any more money for frivolous spending. Without his father's funding, Joel dips into savings set aside for his future marriage. When Christy Palmer learns of this, she attempts to break off their engagement, and family ties that were already weakened are further strained as Joel's greed pulls against his siblings' needs. Will the worldly young man ever learn he must pay for his own mistakes, and at what cost to his business, his fiancée, and his Amish family? Follow the journey of the Amish millionaire's family as sin pulls them apart while faith tries to stitch them back together again. No idea. Like I said, I don't really know anything about the Amish. It sounds like it could potentially be like a romance, right? Maybe something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it says Amish and Mennonite fiction, Christian romance. Okay, that's different. Have any of you ever read an Amish book before? I'm curious. Okay, for all you like thriller fans out there, how about a Patricia Cornwell? I have 3 of these. Most of them are Scarpetta novels, and I will say this about The Body Farm. There's literally no synopsis to this book. There's nothing on the back, just a picture of Cornwell. There's nothing on the inside sleeve except a Dear Reader, which doesn't really I think she's the forensics person, but I'll tell you, I can probably tell you more when I read the other two that I have. But yeah, there's like no synopsis whatsoever. Not even in the back. Like, it's got like an about the author and that's it. There's nothing. So I don't know what this is about. Get excited. Glad I could share that with you. What a fail. Sorry guys. Alright, let's see. Then we have another Scarpetta novel, but this one actually has a synopsis. Another Patricia Cornwell. Body of Evidence is the name of this one. Have you guys read any Cornwell before? It's funny because my mom got these books. She's in the medical industry. She got these books from one of her patients because I swear all her patients want to give her things. It's sweet, but yeah. She started reading one of these novels, one of these Cornwells, and she was like, it just didn't hold my interest. So I'm curious if you guys have ever read Cornwell and what you thought. She's pretty popular. I know that. Alright, this one says, reclusive author Beryl Madison finds no safe haven from months of menacing phone calls or the tormented feeling that her every move is being watched. When the writer is found slain in her own home, Kay Scarpetta pieces together the intricate forensic evidence while unwittingly edging closer to a killer waiting in the shadows. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I don't know. So is that thriller or mystery or both? What does it say? It doesn't. Cool. Alright, and last but not least, of the Cornwells and of the ones that my mom gave me, this is all those raised letters. All that remains. In Richmond, Virginia, young lovers are dying. So far, 4 couples in the area have disappeared, only to be found months later as mutilated corpses. Chilling when the daughter of the president's newest drug czar vanishes along with her boyfriend. Dr. Kay Scarpetta knows time is short. Following a macabre trail of evidence that ties the present homicides to a grisly crime in the past, Kay must draw upon her own personal resources to track down a murderer who is as skilled at eliminating clues as Kay is at finding them. I feel like I've read a Cornwell before, but I don't remember it. The name is just so familiar to me, honestly. I mean, I see a ton of them at Goodwill. I just never really pick them up to buy them. I don't know. But I feel like I've read them before. Anyway, this next one I'm super stoked about. This was a Goodwill pickup. And I showed you guys one in my last haul. I think it was my last haul. It was a recent one called Shiver, about wolves. And I was excited about that one. I found the sequel, Linger, and I was pretty stoked that I found it too, because I was like, what are the chances? I don't know, but it says, their eyes, human eyes in wolf skulls, remind me of water, the clear blue of water reflecting the spring sky, the brown of a brook churning with rainfall, the green of the lake in summer as the algae begins to bloom, the gray of a snow-choked river. It used to be only Sam's yellow eyes that watched me from between the rain-soaked birches, but now I feel the weight of the entire pack's gaze was unsaid. I'm so curious about this series. I'm not sure if it's a duology or not. That's my guess, because I haven't seen a third one. But I'm looking forward to it. I love that the first sentence is so grabby in this, man. It says, Prologue, Grace. This is the story of a boy who used to be a wolf and a girl who was becoming one. That's so grabby. Like, good job, Maggie Stiefvater. Stiefvater, what a name. Because that's bad. She did fantastic with that first opening sentence. That's like one of those that you're like, ooh, I must keep reading. What is this? I'm a sucker for a good first line. A good first paragraph. Watch out now. Turns into a first good chapter. Or maybe one that I don't want to keep reading, but at least it gets me going. Alright, next is maybe I only got 2 from Dollar Store and 4 from Goodwill. That must have been it. Yeah. So I've got, oh no, I think this is a Dollar Store one. Yeah, Rachel Gibson. Because I'd heard the name before and I couldn't remember what else she had written. I still am not sure. I can't remember for some reason, but it was a contemporary and I was like, meh, let me do it. I'm curious. So it says, what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay there. Any man of mine. Isn't that a Shania Twain song? Sorry, I got a text. Anyway, it says Autumn Haven's Las Vegas to-do list set to catch a show and play the slots, not to wake up married to a sexy jerk like Sam LeClaire. The first moment she saw him eyeing her like a luscious piece of the dessert buffet, her usual responsible self told her to run, and she did, right into the wildest fantasy weekend of her life. But Monday morning jolted her back to reality, and before she could say, "Pass the coffee," Sam was gone. Now a successful wedding planner, Autumn hasn't clapped eyes on the heartbreaking hockey superstar for over 2 years until she organizes his teammates' special day, where Sam makes a big play to pick up where he left off. But she has vowed any man of hers plays for keeps. Is Sam the man for her, or does she banish him to the sin bin forever? I don't know, but dang, the letters are big. The font is fairly large, so it's probably gonna be a quick read regardless. But I am curious. It's been an age and a half since I read a contemporary, and I still want to read Book Lovers by Emily Henry. It's still at the top of my list. My contemporary romance TBR. So I'm gonna be going after that one soon enough. Next up, another Goodwill. It's a Melissa de la Cruz. I've got a lot of these. I think you guys know that already if you've watched my hauls before. This is another Blue Bloods book. It's obviously about vampires. I've not read any of them before. It's been a long time since I read a vampire novel, but I'm curious. She's the one that wrote The Descendants for Disney, and I have a signed book of hers, and for some reason I just keep picking her books up, and I think it's such a teen thing. I'm not even sure I'm gonna enjoy it, but I have a 3-year-old girl that will someday be a teenager, and maybe if I'm lucky she'll love books. So this one says, with the sinister silver blood that runs through her veins. As controversy swirls, Schuiler is left stranded in the Force household, trapped under the same roof as her cunning nemesis, Mimi Force, and her forbidden crush, Jack Force. I'm sorry, the whole Mimi thing is just too funny because that's what my kids call their grandmother. Same spelling and everything. When an ancient place of power is threatened in Rio de Janeiro, however, the Blue Bloods need Schuiler on their side. The stakes are high, the battle is bloody, and through it all, Schuiler is torn between duty and passion, love and freedom. Cool. Schuiler, what a name. Am I saying that right? Does anyone know? Schuiler, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Then we have a Gregory Maguire. If you've ever heard of the play Wicked, the Broadway play, Gregory Maguire is who wrote it. And this one, so it's he does these like villain standpoints, which I think are so much fun. I haven't actually gotten to read Wicked, but I know that it's about Glenda the Good Witch's sister, the Wicked Witch, and it's like the Wicked Witch's side of the story, which is always super entertaining to me, you know, to see the other side of things, to kind of to put the shoe on the other foot, right, or so to speak. It says, we have all heard the story of Cinderella, the beautiful child cast out to slave among the ashes. But what of her stepsisters, the homely pair exiled into ignominy? Ignominy. I don't know if I'm saying that right. By the fame of their lovely sibling. What fate befell those untouched by beauty, and what curses accompanied Cinderella's looks? Set against the backdrop of a 7th century Holland, Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister tells the story of Iris, an unlikely heroine who finds herself swept from the lowly streets of Harlem to a strange world of wealth, artifice, and ambition. Iris's path quickly becomes intertwined with that of Clara, the mysterious and unnaturally beautiful girl destined to become her sister. While Clara retreats to the cinders of the family hearth, Iris seeks out the shadowy secrets of her new household and the treacherous truth of her former life. Far more than a mere fairy tale, Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister is a novel of beauty and betrayal, illusion and understanding, reminding us that deception can be unearthed and love unveiled in the most unexpected of places. Yeah, I'm curious. Interesting. How many of you guys read this? I'm curious to know what it's like. I know that there's so many retellings, and I have a ton of them, of different, like, stories. So, that's another series that I'm looking forward to reading that I have. I think one of them's called Cinder, but it rewrote a bunch of those, like Disney princess tales. Alright, the next two are from the dollar store. This one is The Child Eater by Rachel Pollack. I've never heard of this author. It says, 2 wizards to pursue his dreams and learn to fly. Along the way, he will become the greatest master of his age, but will his power make him blind to the suffering of others? In the modern day, Simon Wisdom struggles to hide his psychic abilities, while his father Jack lives in fear that those powers will destroy his son. But nothing can quell Simon's recurring visions of children suffering and pleading for help. Matthias and Simon are bound together, but only their combined strength will transcend space and time to overcome the monster that haunts their existence, the Child Eater. I don't know, I thought it sounded interesting. We'll see. Okay, and last but not least, we have Era of Ignition, Coming of Age in a Time of Rage and Revolution by Amber Tamberlin. Y'all, I want to be really, really real with you. Like, really real. The only reason I bought this was because I knew Amber Tamberlin is the girl from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. When I found out that it had a lot to do with, like, her very tragic story as a childhood actress and losing herself and being a feminist and feeling discriminated against, etc., etc., I was like, yeah, this is not really my thing. Just not my thing, guys. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because I feel like it's definitely one of those topics that if I really got into, there would be some people that could potentially be offended and or not like my opinions or how I feel about things. So I am going to maintain my safe space, integrity, and just leave it at that and say I may or may not read it. I am not 100% certain. If you have read it, let me know if you thought it was a good read. I'm definitely always willing to give things a shot. So that's a wrap. That's all 10 of my books that I get to enter into my inventory. Oh my goodness, I think last time I checked I had 767 books, and then I entered in 12 or 13 more, and now I've got 10 more. So I think I'm right on the cusp of 800. It's so crazy, but I'm so excited because I think it'll just be so much fun